Week 17 predictions video. Nobody to join this one. It's just going to be a solo one. We're going to go over the schedule, games that have been played, as well as some predictions. Then we're going to go over the yearly awards and who's leading those races going into the final week. And then we're going to take a playoff look at the playoff race. First, let's go look at the weekly awards. The NFC Offensive Player of the Week was Russell Wilson. He had 364 yards passing, 5 touchdowns, and 85 more yards rushing. So good all-around game for him there. Fletcher Cox for the Defensive Award with 6 tackles and 4 sacks. AFC Offensive Player of the Week, Joe Burrow with 435 passing yards, 5 passing touchdowns. Really good game for there. And Carl Lawson of the Bengals added 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles. That'll absolutely get it done. We'll look at the yearly awards while we're there. For the MVP, Jeff Gladney is going to win the award, followed by Tyree Jackson, then Dion Whitfield. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Tyree Jackson, due to his last game, has passed Eckler and McGraw. I believe Eckler has 1 game left, so it'll be interesting to see if he can pass Jackson back up. Hopefully, for XP purposes, he does for the whole league. Defensive Player of the Year, Jeff Gladney is going to win the award, but 5 straight Jets there, followed by Myles Garrett. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Spencer Ackerman leads the way. He's going to win the award. Brendan Galloway and Bernard Donnelly probably just a little too far behind. Defensive Rookie of the Year, it's going to be Gladney. He's probably been the best player in the whole year, the whole league this year. NFC Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Dion Whitfield, followed by Saquon Barkley and Justin Fields. Defensive Player of the Year, I know this is a very close race between Roquan Smith and Dylan Moses. They've passed each other a few times. Each team's have 1 game left, so it's going to be interesting to see who can get this one done. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Dion Whitfield is going to win it for sure. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, I would say Tim Riggins is probably guaranteed to win it as well for the 15-0 Buccaneers. Alright, let's scroll on over here to the predictions. Let's go over some games that have been played. I'm not even going to look at this game really that much for the Jets. It was a CPU game. 7 touchdowns and 500 yards passing for Tyree Jackson. That's probably all there is about to say about that. He really pushed for this tight end. I can see here with 19 catches, 274 yards, and 6 scores. That's just ridiculous. Jamar Chase also went over 100 with a touchdown. Excuse me. Only other game been played is this one. It was a huge game. It was game of the week as well for Buffalo and Philadelphia. Buffalo needed this win to clinch a playoff berth for the first time since the 2nd season. He led the game 20-0 or 27-0, he said, but the offense went in shutdown mode after that. He was outgained offensively. Problem for the Eagles is going to be the 7 turnovers there. He probably could have won this game if not for that. 6 picks by Carson Wentz. Spencer Ackerman threw 3 of them and only 127 yards. Nick Chubb, 84 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And Michael Jackson had 49 more and a touchdown. Receiving, Zach Ertz had 80 receiving yards. Jaden Hazelwood. Top 4 receivers all on the Eagles side. Fletcher Cox, already Player of the Week last week with 4 sacks. Adds 6 more sacks and 8 tackles here. That's just ridiculous. Matt Milano got 3 picks. So Buffalo gets the win. They clinch a playoff berth. And they've booked a first-round ticket against either the Titans or the Chargers. Alright, for these predictions, got the Bucks at the Packers. Packers are just having some internet issues going on. If this game gets played, it's going to be the Buccaneers win. Or he'll play the CPU and win. Saints are playing the Vikings CPU. He'll either win a force or win against the CPU. Colts at Titans. Colts had a decent year this year. He's looking to finish 500. He's 7-8 right now. Titans need this win to clinch the 2 seed. I think they're going to be able to get it done. So I'll pick the Titans to win this game. We got the Jaguars at the Patriots. Um, if I didn't put this as one of the games of the week, I'm an idiot. I think I did though. The Jaguars, if the Bills had lost, had to win this game to make the playoffs. So it was a really important game for them. They're 8-6-1, while the Pats are 12-3. Pats already locked into the 5 seed. Still looking forward to watching this game. Um, Guys, it's gonna be tough. I almost want to pick the Jaguars in an upset here, but I'm gonna stick with Burrow and that offense. He's finally got them rocking and rolling. Atlanta is 9-5-1, while the Panthers are 1-10. Atlanta needs this win to try to have a chance at the 5 seed. Um, Panthers have been really busy lately, so he hasn't gotten to play all his games. But when he does, he plays tough. He played tough last week, so I'm going to stick with Atlanta here though to get the victory. We got the Ravens at the Texans. Ravens are 5-10 after starting off 4-1, so he's had a really rough late season. The Texans are 7-8, looking to finish 500. Too many offensive weapons in this game in general. I think I'm going to stick with Houston. He plays a little bit better defensively, especially. We got the Bengals and the Rams. Bengals are 1-14. Rams are 13-2. So this should be a win for LA. Probably pretty lopsided. I'm going to stick with the Rams here. The Lions at the Raiders. Raiders are already taking a forced win here. They're going to finish 9-7. While Detroit had an off year, it's going to finish 2-14. Chargers 11-4 against the 4-11 Broncos. Um, Chargers have a chance, outside chance to get the 2 seed here, need a victory and a Colts victory over the Titans. So they're going to get the win here in Denver. That's my guess. We got the Cardinals at the Browns. Cardinals are 10-5. Browns are 6-8. If the Cards can win, they'll lock themselves into the 5 seed in a date with the Redskins. Um, I think the Cardinals are going to have what it takes to keep this game close for sure. But, I think I'm going to stick with Cleveland in that run game. I'm going to take the upset here. Browns is a tough user. Steelers at the Chiefs. Steelers have already locked themselves into the 4 seed. This game is all about pride, if that anything else. Chiefs have lots of weapons, so I think he'll be able to keep this game very close. But defense is definitely better on Pittsburgh, so I'll take the Steelers. 49ers at Seahawks. I've learned to not pick against CJ because every time I pick against him, he just wins. That's all he does. He doesn't lose games. Um, San Francisco's been playing tough lately, especially on defense. I'm going to stick with Seattle here. Just too many weapons on offense. Russell Wilson's playing like a madman. Giants at the Bears. Um, Giants are 7-8. Had himself an off year. He's trying to finish strong and finish 500. So he needs a victory here for sure. The Bears are 12-3. Have already locked themselves into the 3 seed. Um, I think I'm going to take the Bears here. Tariq Cohen's going to be making his first start in a long time. So got to get him back in playoff mode. Too many weapons there for the Bears. That defense is ridiculous. Cowboys at the Redskins. Cowboys are 6-9. Skins are 9-6. He's making his first playoff berth for the Skins since Dean left. So I know he'd be proud. Skins play tough football. Um, I'm going to stick with the Redskins here. The Cowboys kind of trying to figure themselves out on offense. Looks like Fromm is on his way out the door. And even Ezekiel Elliott's getting outgained running the ball by the backups. So, they got to figure out what they're doing there on offense. That's going to be it for the predictions. And let's scroll down here and look at this playoff scenario. I posted it in chat, but I'm going to post it here as well. Jets have locked themselves into the 1 seed, especially with the win this week. They're 16-0. Titans and Chargers are both 11-4. They played back early in the season. Actually didn't get to play with a forced win for the Titans. So Titans own the tiebreaker over the teams here. If the Titans wins against the Colts, he clinches the 2 seed. Chargers would then get the 3 seed. If the Titans were to lose and the Chargers were to win over the Broncos, then the Chargers would get the 2 seed and the Titans would get the 3 seed. Steelers are locked into the 4 seed. They've got a date with New England, who's locked into the 5 seed, wild card team. Second best record in the AFC, though. With the victory, it hasn't popped up yet. Buffalo has locked himself into the 6 seed. The best Jaguars finish would be 9-6-1, which would put them a half game back on Buffalo. Raiders Texans, Colts, all were close, but just have to get it done next year. NFC side, Buccaneers, win or lose will clinch the 1 seed. Same for the Rams, win or lose because they own a tiebreaker over the Bears. So Rams get the 2 seed. Bears are locked into the 3 seed, win or lose, and the Redskins are locked into the 4 seed, win or lose. Cardinals and Falcons have both clinched the playoffs, although their positioning could flip-flop. If the Cards win, they lock the 5 and they play the Redskins. If they lose and the Falcons win, then the Cards get the 6 and they'll play the Bears. So these two teams will probably be trying to figure out this week who they're going to be playing in the first round. Two impressive win streaks there, 15 and 10. Let's roll over. Last thing I want to do to get back is I want to look at the statistical leaders. I know they're not going to be completely correct because some teams have already played their games while others haven't, but we'll look anyway regardless. Spencer Ackerman has played his game, 5,567 yards, 53 touchdowns, and 49 picks. Jameis Winston syndrome at its finest, only a 56% completion percentage. While you look at all these quarterbacks beneath him, 64, 64, 62, 65, 63, 63. What that says to me is a lot of jump balls for Buffalo. Did get a lot of yards though, so that's good for him. Only 93 QB rating. Next is Joe Burrow. Actually, wow, that's crazy. The AFC East has all top 4 of the quarterbacks. Next is Burrow, 5,000 yards, 42 touchdowns. Tyree Jackson thrown 70 touchdowns. Justin Fields thrown 68. That's the best 2 QBs in the league by far. I gotta imagine that Ackerman leads the league in picks. He does not actually. Wow, Carson Wentz threw 57 of them. Wow, that's a really big number, 57. All right, running the ball with rushing. Most attempts on the year, Austin Eckler leads the way with 295. Also led in yards with 2,207. That is 300 more yards than anybody else in the league. So Kareem Hunt probably will not be able to catch him. He is in the hunt for 20 touchdowns and 2,000 yards, though. Todd Gurley leads the league in touchdowns with 21. Kareem Hunt has 19. Eckler, Saquon, and J.K. Dobbins all have 16. Fumbles, Russell Wilson has 10. Matt Breida has 9, although predominantly has not had a lot of games he played this year. And longest run, Saquon Barkley had basically a 100-yard run. Also Joe Mixon, so good for them. Colin Hill had a 96-yard run. Receiving, averaging 28 yards a catch, 2,468 yards, and 28 touchdowns. Jalen McGraw led the league there. Deion Whitfield by far led the league in touchdowns. Spoon-fed over there in Tampa Bay with 56 scores for him. That's just insane. Also had 144 catches. I gotta imagine that's the high in the league as well. Yeah. Jamar Chase did add 100 catches, 1,800 yards, and 14 touchdowns. So good for them there. Wow, 56. That's just crazy. All right, blocking. Who's the worst offensive lineman in the league? It is a right tackle from the Panthers, allowed 23 sacks. 22 by a left tackle from KC. So that's not going to get it done there. On defense, Anthony Jennings has 107 tackles. Roland Sherman has 106. Gladney with 103. Followed by Miles Jack and Jalen Smith. All those guys over 100. There's a bunch of guys that probably should get over 100 this week. Tackles for loss in the year, Roquan Smith leads the way with 30. Micah Parsons 23, and Leonard Floyd, another Bear, right there with 21, followed by another Jet, 20. QB sacks, 32.5 for Chase Winovich. That number is insane. Fletcher Cox with 29.5 as a defensive tackle, and an old defensive tackle with that. That number is insane. He's got 10 in the last 2 games, though. Terrell Lewis also finished with 27. Interception-wise, 34 picks for Jeff Gladney. That says it all right there. 500 interception return yards. Dylan Moses has 14, while Roquan Smith only has 12, but Dylan Moses has 43 pick return yards, while Roquan has 280. That's the difference there. Deflections, Sean Murphy Bunting leads the lead with 20 deflections, followed by Dory Jackson. Forced fumbles, Jeff Gladney and Nathan Jerry have each for 6. Oh, so is Jamal Adams. Fumble recoveries, Winovich has recovered 4. Kenny Clark and Damani Richardson each with 3, as well as Devin Bush and Trevin Diggs. Safety wise, nobody has more than 1 safety. Defensive touchdown wise, Jeff Gladney has 12 defensive touchdowns, while Roquan Smith is second with 4. On the kicking side, best kicking percentage by anyone who's attempted more than 10 attempts is Justin Tucker, 13 of 13. Most field goals made in the league by Will Reichard with 27 of 29. That's pretty good. Brandon McManus has made 22 of 26. Longest field goal of the year, McManus, Brennan Ruiz, and Josh Lambo, and Alger Rosas and Joey Sly have all hit 60-yarders, so 5 guys there. Anybody had multiple field goals blocked? C.J. Lusk and Tiny Boop Squig Shorterly. I've been wanting to say that guy's name forever. With 2 field goals blocked, only 46% percentage for him there. Kick return wise, I'm just looking for touchdowns. Really, that's it. Tony Pollard only 1 kick return. It was an 82-yard touchdown. So I don't know if you're watching this or not, but you need to get this guy the football more in the kick return game. Rico Gafford, Anthony McFarland, Rondale Moore, and Jaden Hazelwood all had 2. With the long of the year being 105 by Olamide Zacchaeus. Punt return wise, Jamar Jefferson had 2. Only other guys in the league with 1. Tariq Cohen, Olamide Zacchaeus, and Andy Isabella. That's crazy. Cohen led the league in punt return yards, and he only was the punt return the last half of the season. Longest punt return, Brashad Perriman at 94 yards. Alright, that's going to wrap it up for the predictions video. I'll be posting here shortly. Make sure you get your games in. Next week is the playoffs. Looking to get these playoffs done this weekend for sure. If we can, we should be able to. So that's going to be it.